Etzel, as a leading researcher who believes in the reality of parapsychology, that it is independent of space and time and therefore relates to maybe modern physics, there are people who come away from parapsychology with a sense that there are literally two kinds of worlds, a physical world and a non-physical world, and we traditionally call them dualists. And they use parapsychology as a support, as evidential support for the reality of dualism. I know you don't like to get into, in terms of your own beliefs, philosophical labels, but what can you comment on people who are dualists, who use parapsychology, maybe use your own work as to justify their philosophical position?
What I would say is there is one extraordinarily complex, rich, vast reality that we get just a glimpse of. And to divide it is to already oversimplify and foreclose what that might be like. So to say that is not material, that is spiritual, or that is spiritual, not material, to me, most of the time, it does not make that much sense. For example, the notion of spirituality. Sometimes, given what I do, I have people contact me and say, well, you must be very spiritual because you must believe that you come out of your physical body and you do other things. And for me, a sense of spiritual would be much more a sense of, can I go beyond my notion of I'm the center of the world and open myself to what is there, at least apprehensible to me. And so I think I can find spirituality in looking at my family's, my wife or my child's face and see them happy. To me, that is as spiritual as anything else. I do not need to feel that I'm coming out of my body or floating or being ghost-like or anything like that. There is a sense of reverence, a sense of, oh, am I lucky to have a life in which I can experience this, plus many other things. So this bringing about splitting this vastness into, well, it has to be material or it has to be spiritual, is oversimplifying matters and already trying to come to closure. It's going against Keats' notion of negative capability, of trying to come up to a conclusion well before we can do it.
Granted that, still, what would you say when people who espouse non-physical theories of consciousness, dualism being one, and they utilize parapsychological data to justify their position?
Well, what I would say, the more, and I am not a physicist at all, but I have been reading more and more about physics. I do not know what matter is. And people who knew a whole lot more than I ever did, actual physicists, foundational physicists, also came to the notion of they did not know what matter was. So I don't think we know what matter is, and I think we do not know what spirit is either. We have a life, vast, rich, where we have all kinds of events happening. Events such as this chair, where if somebody were to hit my head with it, it would hurt. And events such as hurting, something that happens to me. All of that somehow becoming at times confluent, linking with each other, at times becoming separate, and my dreaming about vastness and universe and trying to understand infinity. And all of those things are real. And I do not, to put them under the cupboard of this is material and this spiritual is to me making violence to something we do not understand.
But still, if parapsychology is real, there are certain things that you can say. You can say, I think, that our understanding of materialism, at least in the classical sense, is not correct.
I would say what it tells us is that we can be affected by things that happen far away from us, that are distant, that we can be affected by things that happen in the future or in the past when we were not witnesses. I would say that is what happens. How to explain them? Maybe somebody who is a materialist, quote unquote, will come with a very good theory that makes sense, that persuades me. Maybe somebody who's a spiritualist, quote unquote, will come with a good theory. I don't care. I just want somebody, if there's somebody who can come up with a very good theory for it, and then I will be very happy.